Hi, this is Lee Harrington with MicroStrategy Education, and I have on the line with me Vince Mastromaco from the Usher Services team. How you doing, Vince?
I'm doing well. Yourself, Lee?
Doing great. So we are going to go over how to SAML, Usherize a SAML-based website. And we have already created our network. I called it the Usher Developer Course because the intent is to teach our students. And we are going to, over here I have a SAML-based website. In this particular case, it's the SimpleSAMLphp site. And when you go into authentication, right now, it's asking me to pick from some federated sites that I actually don't have set up. But we want that to be, when I click here, I'm going to want the Usher code to come up and to be able to log into this website via Usher. Now we're using SimpleSAMLphp. It's open source, therefore free, but this is the same type of process you're going to go through for Active Directory, for any SAML-based connection. And Vince has helped me greatly in getting all this set up and configured, so I thank you much, Vince. Have I missed anything so far?
Yep.
Okay.
Please continue.
So you have a network up, and we've covered that in an earlier video or part of the training session. And we've logged into our network, and we're going to gateway configuration. So to take your Usher networks and to connect them to anything, all that is going to be done under the gateway configuration. We have under web application login, so that's what we're trying to do. We have several choices. We could Usherize a WordPress site, a Salesforce site, Google Apps, Microsoft's Active Directory Federation Services, which would be your SharePoint and Office 365, and then just basic SAML. And we are going to go for the SAML solution. So you click on that, and you give your connection a name, because a given one MicroStrategy or Usher network could be used to Usherize many websites. So in this case, I'm just going to call it the Usher class SAML. And I'm going to do O1 because we're doing this as student 1. And we're going to need to upload a pre-configured metadata. And where you go, and this, the details of this step is, I'm going to show you from SimpleSAMLphp, but under your federation tab of whatever SAML application you're using, you might have to follow slightly different directions. So for SimpleSAML, we have the show metadata, and the second section is what we're interested in. We're just going to pull off all of this. Actually, that's not the step I'm at yet. We are going to you can do this through your Linux installation. So right now we have our website is under var www HTML, and then we have SAML01 is where we've installed SimpleSAMLphp, and they have a file called auth sources that is under the config. So if I go to sudo nano, nano is the name of our Linux editor. Let me make sure I have the right file in here. Auth sources, so sudo nano. And we have two things that we need to update in this file: the entity ID and the IDP. Now the IDP is always going to be the same for everybody, and that is the path to our Usher server. So in single quotes, you got to be real particular with things. So when it's single, not double, and we're just going to put in HTTPS www.usher.com with the trailing backslash or
// that is, Lee.
// Thank you very much. See, that's why I have you on the line, Vince, to catch me in those things. And the path from our HTTPS, and I'm going to proceed, live dangerously. All right, all the way up to the beginning alias of your SimpleSAML. So that's HTTPS, your domain, and then in this case I have it under SAML01. So I'm going to pop that, and I'm going to bring it right in here. Again, single quotes. And in this case, we do not include the trailing slash. We're going to save our file. Now, if you're not using SimpleSAMLphp, your instructions on how to set that up is going to go toward however your SAML is, but the broad strokes are going to be the same. And so now let's go back over to the step I kind of jumped ahead a little bit in. And that is, if we go to Federation, we're going to show our metadata, and we're going to take the XML, not up here and not down there, but the second one. Make sure you select all of it. We have the beginning, caret MD colon, and then we have a caret / MD colon. So that's how you know it's the start and the end. We're going to copy that, and we're just going to put that into a file on our machine. So I'm going to paste it in here, a file. I'm going to save it, and I'm just going to call it, as soon as I'm just going to put it in my downloads, and I'm just going to call it metadata. It doesn't matter what you name it, just as long as you remember what you named it and where you put it. And now we can go back to our Usher network. We're going to upload pre-configured metadata, and go to my downloads. There's my file. You should get a nice little green check mark. You click next. Now sometimes this doesn't fill in automatically for you, and if it didn't, this is just the path that HTTPS, your domain, all the way, to whatever, the alias that you gave the directory. So I call mine SAML01. And then again, sometimes this doesn't automatically configure, but if it doesn't, you would get that value. If you go down to the third, so you got section 1, 2, 3, and you find the first instance of location, and you would grab the whole thing, not including the quotes, just starting from HTTPS going to just before the quote. But fortunately, this time for us, it worked just nice. Again, I thank Vince for giving me all these little insights for when things didn't go great. And at this point, we're going to click Done. If I click Download Metadata, it didn't work when last time I tried it. Oh, so this time it's going to prove me wrong. All right, let's go to Downloads, and I'm going to do Metadata Download. Okay. And it's good to keep this information handy. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that out. Gives you some information. Not that we're going to use in class this time, but just, it's good to get in the habit of knowing this information about the networks you create. So you're going to get your client ID and your SP ID for this. Okay, so we have downloaded our metadata. We have uploaded the metadata from our SAML environment. We have downloaded the SAML from our network, and now we're going to go and make our SimpleSAMLphp aware. So if I come in here and I'm going to open up that file that we downloaded, and I'm going to copy all of the information there. And we have nice instructions for all this, so we're just going through it, but it's a bit tedious, but it's not all that hard. So we're on the Federation tab, and we have a section here called XML to SimpleSAMLphp metadata converter. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to paste in the metadata that we downloaded, and we're going to click parse. And that's going to create this file. Oop, click parse again. And we want to copy this out. Don't go copy all you need, but not more than you need. So I'll click, come on, one more time, third time's the charm. So we copy that. And then we're going to go in and paste that code back into one of our config files. So we're in the, I'm going to do my present working directory. So under var, this is just how we have it set up for the training environment. You may have installed, SimpleSAML somewhere else, but here we're student 01, so we have var www.html, and then we've put student 01 SAML, SimpleSAMLphp in this directory. And under it is a metadata directory. And the file we're going after is the, I'm checking my notes to make sure I don't get this one wrong, because there's several files here that all named similar. So it's the SAML20 IDP remote. So our SAML20 IDP remote.php. So sudo nano. Nano is the editor. If you're a Linux whiz, maybe you would use VI. I like a little more hand holding in my editor, so I go with nano. So it's the SAML20 IDP remote.php.
And you have a typing error in there.
I must have done something wrong here. SAML20, not 10. SAML20 IDP remote.php. And all we're going to do is append. So we did the parse. We downloaded our metadata. We paste it in here, click parse, and now we've copied out that metadata. And at the end of this file, we're just going to paste it. Click yes. All right. And if I haven't messed anything up, we are about to see. So if I go to authentication, I'm going to test my configure auth sources, click my default SP, and now up comes the QR code. So I'm going to bring over my Usher badge that I had downloaded for this network, and I'm going to scan the QR code. Ta-da! And now we're logged in. That took us, what, less than 10 minutes? So, the first couple times you do it, you'll be a little harder pressed to make it all work out. Hopefully you'll have the help of someone from services if you need it. I certainly have had great help here from Vince, and I thank you for listening to the video. And thank you, Vince, for being my partner. Talk to you later.